All right, shalom, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all if and the praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, give honor to the apostles, the elders, the elder bishops, across the four winds of the earth that puts in teaching the truth and salutations to the and I got, just really vent through the spirit, man, because this is the times we coming into. These are the times we about to live through. Civil war on fronts. You're finna see people dying all over the place, man. And like I said, I'm just venting through the spirit. I'm just going through the spirit, you know. And this is from what I had just what I have to deal with just now. I'm on the way to the plantation, and just in my mind, I'm listening to videos. Well, I'm listening to the Elder Makama, right? The Elder Makama, I believe the main camp with GMS. That video is entitled the date January the 9th, 2026, and he's just going to videos of the situation with that YT lady. You know what I'm saying? And that's not even just that with the white tea lady. It's been after that, it's been two other people. I believe a couple. He said, a couple got killed. Then I believe somebody else just got killed. You know, and I said something like ICE agents. They been was killing. Even during the time when they first went after the Nordic Kingdom, they be killing the Nordic Kingdom, man. Remember that time in that car bushes with them body bags drop out of that plane? This ain't nothing new with these devils, man. There's nothing new with these devils. But look at it from the perspective of our people in the world that don't even know what the fuck is going on. They're going on, what I'm saying, living their little fantasies in their little ass fucking minds, their little ass brains in their fucking minds, you know? And like I said, this is coming from what I had to fucking deal with. Again, I may mention that I live I'm listening to videos, so I'm already in the mind and can't wait for this shit, go down. Right? That's the spirit of all brothers that's in the shit. Can't wait for all this shit go down. Hey, we already know what time it is. But what are people that don't fucking know, right? Those that live with us, those that, share rooms, whatever the case may be, whatever the fucking case may be, man. Our people, matter of fact, just real quick, and I'm driving, but I'll make sure I look up every now and then to make sure I'm still on the road or whatever. But just a little lifted through the spirit, because our people are in a deep sleep, man. A deep, deep, deep sleep. A deep sleep. All right. The book of Isaiah, chapter 29, and verse 9. Isaiah 29 and verse 9. Stay yourselves and wonder. Cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. You know, they going about living their little lives. You know what I'm saying? Always laughing about. Always joking. You know, and nothing wrong with joking. Nothing wrong with hitting the little jokes here and there. We do it. You know, what's more important than the jokes? Truth. When the truth come out, you gotta go first. Truth. All right, so lucky for that. I don't know, I don't know what happened, but the connection went off. So I'm back. Hopefully, y'all can hear me. I'm gonna read the scripture one more time. The book of Isaiah, chapter 29, and verse 9. Stay yourselves and wonder, cry ye out and cry. They are drunken, but not with wine. They stagger, but not with strong drink. You know, and it's going to our people. It's going to all the people in the world. That don't know what's going on. Because the Lord put the Spirit upon us to not know what's going on. But it's a very mere fact that it's in their face. You can't deny it. You can't deny what's going on. You can't deny what you what you see. But yet, it's that damn, it's like I said, the Spirit of the Lord put that it's the Lord put that spirit upon them to not see it. You know? So ultimately they could be allotted for destruction. You know? If they don't see it now, they didn't most likely want to see it when it comes. You know? Even if you warn them a couple times, trying to get them to pay attention, like, hey, this going on, you know what I'm saying, what you think is going on, da, da, da. You have little slight conversations with them about, what I'm saying, the government, this and that, the third. But they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. They don't fucking care. They don't give they don't give a damn about what you do either. You being a prophet, you teaching, they don't give a damn about what you fucking do. You know? Look at it. He reading the Bible, he want to preach, but you know, again, to them they think it's foolish. They think it's foolish. But to us, it's the right thing. It's the norm. Really. It's the norm for us. It's the norm for us, but yet it's something strange and weird and foolish to them. Yet they live in a totally strange, weird, foolish life themselves. You know, not knowing the name of their God, not knowing the name of His Son, let alone bound down and worshiping a whole nother idol. and then going on to commit all the wicked acts, knowing damn well you committing wicked acts. It's insane the way our people really things. It's crazy work, you know. But that's just how the Lord got our people in these times, man. You know, just how much more for the times to come, where you ain't really gonna have nowhere to be. You know, you gotta go out search for food and shit like that. Man, it could be so much it could be so much chaos going on, man. You ain't gonna have no time to really get your mind right. That's why we telling our people now to get your mind right, to get you to get your spirit right with you. How about Shemal Shai? Because the Lord is not gonna give no fucks in these times. You know, just to plainly say it, straight to the point. Like I said, straight to the point, man. You know, just like I'm on Gabar, raw and uncut. You know, the elder brother in the Chicago camp. All right, raw and uncut. That's how we giving it to you. They can plain upon tables. What we say, it ought to be plain to the mind to understand. But you know, our people, they so fucking dumbed down with the drugs and shit. So they ain't gonna understand. They ain't gonna understand, man. They not gonna understand. No matter how many times they may say that they understand. Verse 10. For the Lord Yahweh have poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep. Right? Meaning you completely oblivious to what's going on. You know, you may see it. You may see, you know what I'm saying, the actions that are being taken, but you don't see the spiritual meaning of it or what's going on. Right? You're used to how they used to be doing it. You know, you're not used to how they doing it now because they don't change up their ways. You know, well, I wouldn't even say they changed up their ways. They just became more wicked. Speaking of the wicked, speaking of Esau, these devils. You know, they've been in rulership for like you know they about to celebrate America 250th birthday or anniversary or whatever the fuck, right? But it's really 250 years of this empire ruling. America's an empire. It's finna be go down. It's finna go down. You know, all empires had to go down. All of them, every single last one of them. The Babylonians, Syrians, Greeks, Romans, the Ottoman, right? The Western and Eastern, same fucking thing, really. By that time, when that split, the Western and the Eastern became the business empire. That was what Jake was ruling, right? But all empires had to come down. The British Empire, the French Empire, Spanish Empire, all these empires had to go down. But guess, you know, when the Israelites come into power, we're not gonna go down. You know, that's all to go without saying. We're not gonna go down. There's nothing that's bringing us down. Nothing whatsoever. Cause guess, who was establishing that? Yahweh Shemal Shai. Yahweh was in his son. Yahweh Shai here to gather the elect, right? They bring them over to their homeland. You know, because ultimately we got to take over the world first, and put these heathens, these Gentiles into subjection. But when that time comes, man, you could be chilling, you could be ruling. There's nothing that's gonna take us down, man. All right, those that know the prophecy. For the Lord Yahweh have poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep, and have closed your eyes. The prophets and your rulers and the seers have he sealed, and the book is delivered to him that is not learned, saying, Read this, I pray thee. And he said, I am not learned. You see? So ain't nobody learned in the scriptures, ain't, you know what I'm saying, other than the prophets. You know, these Christians, you know, these people that be trying to go into these scriptures and trying to break them down and trying to sound so deep and this and that, the third. These people are not deep. These people are not deep. You know, the Spirit of the Lord is not dealing with them, right? And then on top of that, you know, not even knowing, you know, those who be dwelling with us, you know, or we dwelling with, you know, whoever, may not know they could be foes in our household. You know, they could be foes. They could be against us. They could lift us up to the kings and the princes. You know, ain't no telling, man. Why you think it been so much through the spirit? You know, had to cut a car because it was going slow as hell. You know, trying to get there early a little bit. But I don't forget what the fuck I was about to say, man. Yeah, yeah, I was about to say, damn. Yeah. Why you think it been, you know, so much through the spirit of us encouraging brothers to stay in the spirit, encouraging brothers to, you know, say do the works, pray, you know, do something to have you still be in the spirit, to, you know what I'm saying, to have you to keep going, right? To make sure you stabilize, you know what I'm saying, encouraging one another. But at the end of the day, you're gonna have to work out your own salvation. Anytime you may not know you either may be by yourself or doing. You just never know what will come. That's why we fear that's why we fear the Lord. You know, and pray and hope that He will keep us, you know, in these times, right? But for our people, the rest of our people in the world that don't know what's going on, man, fuck them. Fuck them. That's just the mindset you gotta have. Fuck them. You know, they don't care. They're so ignorant to what's going on. They don't care to know. So, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is, man. It is what it is. They just so worried about catching up to, you know what I'm saying, what's trending. You know? They're just trying to catch up to what's trending. You know? How to adapt and this and that, the third. Gotta be worried about just getting your lives right. How about you have a shot, man? He ain't coming to play. He ain't coming to, you know, smile in people's faces. He for sure ain't coming to joke with nobody. When the Lord comes, He coming to bring judgment. Our Lord is coming to kill. All right. So, yeah, I honestly believe that's that. You know, just want to speak on that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said earlier, I had a little something with my peoples or whatever before I had left. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't really all that, but just, you know, when you're trying to be serious and you're trying to, you know, stay in the spirit, trying to meditate, you know, and your people just coming around and just, you know, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Whatever. But yeah, with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end it. Shalom, and on to the next.